Intellectual stew. Intellectual stew with James Kirkland.
Powerful and provocative, prophetic and practical,
Intellectual stew.
informative and inspirational. How you gonna do better if you don't know what better looks like? I do.
Intellectual stew.
Come on, let's talk about it with me, the mind massager.
Intellectual stew with James.
What's up? What's up? What it do? Time for another episode of The Intellectual Stew, where we present scenarios, and hopefully through those scenarios you can find the solution that you are seeking, whatever it is that you are going through, a hard issue, and we deal with it. Hopefully we present enough scenarios that give you something to kind of use as a litmus test or a backdrop to help you get through whatever it is you're doing. What's going on, Dr. Forte? Get ready to get this conversation started here in just a moment. Let me turn this music off so we can get this thing going. Okay, all right, bring her in. Go ahead and bring her in. All right, so let's get ready to get the conversation going. Now that's not going to be the only thing we talk about, Coy, tonight, but that subject that we had earlier. But we're gonna get started with something initially first. But let's go ahead and get the conversation started. Let's get if you're on now, so Dr. Forte has said hello. Congratulations on your assignment too, Doc. I just found out about that. I was in Little Rock the other day, and I was told about your assignment, and I wanted to tell you congratulations. But let's go ahead and get this conversation started. Let me bring Coy in, and we might have a couple of more guests join us throughout the night. And if it's somebody in the audience that has not spoken before and you want to chime in on the conversation, feel free. Send me an inbox. I'll send you the link. But let's try to stay relevant as it relates to the conversation that we're going to have tonight. I'm trying to filibuster a little bit. Hey, Coy, are you there?
I'm here, James.
All right, good.
Hello.
I want to see your beautiful face instead of seeing your beautiful image, but I know you got things going on. I know. Right. Whatever. I ain't gonna never be able. One of these days, I'm gonna be able to cut up reels and videos. I'm gonna be able to show y'all's pretty faces. I gotta show this little other stuff going on, but it's all good. I know what you look like. I guess that's all that matters. But if you come in tonight, at least say hello, say hi. We're gonna get this conversation started. Like I said, I might have a couple of more people join us throughout the night. You know, when we call this the Intellectual Stew. That's the name of our show. And if you know what a stew, if you've ever seen a stew consists of several different ingredients, you know, depending on what type of stew you make. Beef stew, of course, one of the most popular ones, but you would have vegetables in the stew, and it could be assortment of vegetables. You can have different types of stock, bouillon, beef bouillons, different types of meat, whatever, you know, but all those ingredients of that concoction is mixed together to make a stew. And that's kind of what we do with our conversation. You never know what we might talk about. We might talk about relationships because we have people that are on the panel. And whenever I talk about something, I try to get people who are versed in that area, who are going through something or have gone through it. And then we could just kind of talk it out, you know, kind of talk it out. So we do relationships. And tonight I want to start with a little bit with social justice, if you don't mind. This morning, Coy, so I can't see you. I watched Good Morning America, right? And on Good Morning America, within the first probably 45 seconds, what's going on, Dawood? Within the first 45 seconds, these were the headlines: Tyree Nichols.
Oh God.
Israel-Palestinian conflict.
Oh God.
Russian-Ukrainian conflict. Deep, deadly freeze across the Northeast. The woman who killed her 3 kids up in Boston, whose husband is asking everybody to forgive her. All these 5 stories that were like really, really bad news, right, are the first things that come across your television screen at what 7 o'clock in the morning, 7 o'clock on the East Coast, right? So 7 o'clock in the morning. If I hadn't gotten up and prayed, or I didn't have a strong mind, this is the diet I'm fed at 7 a.m. I mean, listen to this again. Good Morning America. First 45 seconds. Tyree Nichols. Israeli-Palestinian conflict. Russia-Ukrainian conflict. They didn't just say a deep freeze, they said deep, deadly freeze across the United States. And then a woman who killed her 3 children. I guess she was going through some type of psychological. Have you heard about that, Coy?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's some lady up in Boston, Massachusetts. And that's sad. Her and it's her husband is pleading for people to forgive her. He said that's not her. That's not but it's bad news, Dr.
Yeah, it's all bad news.
All bad news. And we that's our television program. And what does a program do? It programs us mentally. So then we got to go out in the world at 7:45, 8 o'clock, go to work with all this stuff on our mind, and I just think, it's just, and it's been rough, man, especially this weekend after that incident. I want to talk about that a little bit tonight to start our conversation. But especially this weekend after Friday, after they released that video of that young man in Memphis, Tyree Nichols, being basically murdered by the police. I mean, Corey, how did that, when you saw, I don't know if even if you didn't see the video, because I see a lot of people say, don't watch the video, and because all it's going to do is make you depressed, and why would you do that to yourself, and yada, yada, yada. Man, maybe we need to unite around a cause. Maybe we all need to go ahead.
Yeah, I didn't watch the video because of the warnings, like you were just discussing. It was hard to just hear about it and listen to people talk about it, because again, yes, that's yourself. You're doing this to yourself. But, I saw a lot of things that were wrong when it came to discussing this. First of all, they didn't, it's never right to kill anyone, right? But they did not get to experience administrative paid leave. They did not. They got fired. They were already guilty, and I'm inclined to believe it's because of the color of their skin. Not just the color of their skin. Of course, there's video footage, but there's always video footage. Their skin is just the right color, the white color, and it keeps them from being ridiculed early on. It's like they've already been charged with murder, James.
Yeah.
So there's so much bias, and they don't care to hide it. Yeah. They don't care to hide it at all.
And that's the thing. You actually brought out one of my points I was going to bring out a little bit later, but that's fine. We can talk about it now. There are so many different dynamics, because we can be conflicted on one hand. We did it to ourselves. It's brothers that did it. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
And they deserve to be punished. No, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it, right?
Right.
But then, like you just said, it's tough because we have a different code. You know what I'm saying? I heard somebody say the other day, back the blue unless it's black. You feel what I'm saying? Because it was always, it's a blue thing. It's a blue thing. We back in the blue. We back in the blue whenever it was somebody of another persuasion.
Right. You blue, you back in the blue as long as it's blue, but the blue ain't blue when they black.
and
That's our
that you know,
reality.
so that's what I'm saying. So it's really an oxymoron. It's kind of conflicted because yeah, they should be punished, but then everybody that does it should be punished. You feel what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
The dude that choked out Jeffrey Garner in New York on the street for selling cigarettes, he should have been punished. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? The dude who killed Philando Castillo, you know, he should
Yeah.
have been punished. You
But you
know,
know what, James?
what's that?
They get a ticket. They get to become a millionaire to kill a black person, an
Oh yeah.
unarmed black person.
Oh yeah.
Because they set up their GoFundMe account, and GoFundMe allowed them to have that account,
Yeah.
and they become a millionaire to kill a black person.
Mary Fleming asked a question. You can answer it for me, Court. She said, "But what would our response be if they didn't respond to this with video with the swiftness?" And that, but and Mary, I'm sorry, Coy, you can go ahead and answer it. I don't know. I'm asking. Hold on. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. It's that you got two right. When you got two right answers or two wrong answers, you know what I'm saying? That's tough. Because, like I said, they just Coy, and I'm sure you agree. I don't think anybody that's ever watched the video, we can't dispute it. They
Right.
deserve to be punished.
They deserve to be punished. And she's saying, what would our response be if they didn't respond to this with video, with swiftness?
Now, to this video.
Yeah, to this video with swiftness. You know, that's easily. I mean, we can answer that with ease, because we will be on a jury and we will still say, hey, throw him under the bus because of the crime he committed, instead of throwing the trial and giving us another chance. We are quick to hang each other. You know, we don't do that. Even when given the opportunity to be on a jury, we don't do that. But they will do it. It doesn't matter how hateful the crime is. If they have a full jury of themselves, they easily throw the case. But they say, oh, it's a mistrial. They do that. They forgive each other easily. We don't.
Yeah, you know what? And I get that. But you know, the way they operated as a Scorpion unit, right? Mm-hmm. As you know, because they had to reach, they had to meet crime in the streets with brutal force. You know, that's why those guys were between the ages, I think, of 24 and 32 or 33. You know, they probably were all like, you know, football. You know, like, you know, they almost acted like a gang. You know what I'm saying? The way that they handled people, and they had to, you know, they had to prevent felonies and all those types of things. And so it kind of puts you. I've known police. I was talking to a friend of mine a few minutes ago that was on his web, that was over here a few minutes ago. And he said that when he was in college, he was dating a girl whose ex-boyfriend was a police officer. And when he found out who he was, the police officer found out who he would be pulling him over on the street, you know, just messing with him, because because it's so many police officers, and I know there's some good ones. Let me put that out here, but it's so many that act like they're above the law, you know, and there are so many that like to play the role of God, you know what I'm saying, and all those types of things, and the way they I mean, what we used to sing a song, what has happened to the hearts of men? What happened to the hearts of men to take a man out, take a little dude was 6'4", 6'3", 143 pounds. That's how tall he was. 6'3", 140 pounds. So he was skinny as I don't know what. They snatched him out the car. When they were beating on him, I could hear him talking, because I was listening to it on the radio, and he's saying, "Hold on, what's your problem?" You know, like he's trying to de-escalate the. Calm down. I'm on the ground. Well, they're cussing him and using the dropping the F-bombs and all these types of things and hitting him, and then all of a sudden he breaks away and runs, but really he's running for his life because they beat him so bad. You know, but my question is, I mean, Dawood hit it a minute ago. He said they don't respect our lives because we don't respect ourselves. We should govern ourselves. The blue is modern day slave catchers. We shouldn't even be a part of the police department. I mean, I can't really dispute anything he just said. I really can't, you know, and I think that was initially the reason why gangs were put in place in the neighborhoods, because they were put in place to police their own neighborhoods. You know, of course, they got into the money making and want to sell drugs and all those types of things. But initially, gangs just made sure that everybody was straight in the neighborhood, right? Because we couldn't depend on the police to police us. But now when our own are coming into our neighborhoods, and as Mary Fleming just said, those cops were bullies. And they got upset when he ran. I would have ran too. He was running for his life. And the sad part about it is he was less than 100 yards from his house.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Hollering, screaming for his mama.
This is,
screaming.
Oof.
That's tough.
I mean, what is wrong with some of these people? It's not just the cops, though. We, like Dawood was saying, we do it to ourselves. But naturally, a white man's going to kill a white man. Black man's going to kill a black man.
Absolutely.
So, but because that's who we surround ourselves with.
Proximity.
But it's like do they not think outside of the police department people aren't human? I mean, what's going on? It doesn't make any sense to me, James.
You know what? Like I said, I was listening to XM radio. I was listening, and for some reason, I pissed myself off by turning to Tucker Carlson and Fox News. Fox Radio. And so I don't know why I did that to myself. I'm a glutton for punishment. We're gonna get to that in a minute, Teresa. But Tucker Carlson said that you can't. There are all these talking about racism now. You can't use racism now because those were black cops, and black cops did that to that black guy. So you can't blame it on the white cop. And I wonder if I could have reached through the radio and grabbed him by his neck, I would have shook him so hard and said, "Do you not realize that racism is all about power, right? It's all, and that's why people talk about black. Let me put this out here. Y'all can go do your own research. Black people can't be racist. Don't say that no more. Okay, black people can be prejudiced. But we can't be racist. Why? Because we don't have that power. We don't have power to oppress another race.
That's right.
They can oppress us, right? A system can oppress us. And so when you start talking about racism, even within the police department or within police brutality, you're talking about systemic racism.
Yes.
Those black cops didn't see themselves as black guys. They saw themselves as police officers. And they had more power, like Dawood said. They thought they were better than the normal man on the street. And guess what? They thought they could get away with whatever it was they did. I mean, because look, what I did watch was watch the policemen after how they acted after they beat him up. I mean, over there justifying it. Huh?
My question was, how were they acting? But you were answering that already.
Yeah. Okay, Tasha's in. They were acting really, really like, man, he turned around over there and then he was strong, man. Y'all, I mean, he must have been on something. Did he throw it? He must have had some dope. He must have threw that dope. I mean, he must have threw it. Just all kind of stuff to justify what they were doing and talking about how they beat him up and all this kind of stuff. And it's horrible. You know what? Coy, I know you don't spank your children, and I get it, and honestly, it was hard for me to spank my children because I just I couldn't hardly put my hands on somebody I loved. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Now, I could yell at you, I could raise my voice, and my voice was enough to shake them, most of the times, but I just can't, physically harm somebody that I love, right? And so I can't, and if I got in a fight on the street, I'm not going to physically beat you I'm going to beat you until I get the advantage, probably. You know what I'm saying? Are you
right,
good
but I'm not gonna beat you to try to hurt you enough where I could potentially kill you.
Man, I mean, I'm talking about. I watch some of these fights on TV where these guys are fighting. Tasha, I see you. I'm gonna come get you in a second. I watch some of these fights with these guys on the street. They stomping on people's heads and hitting their head on the concrete and all these types of things. I mean, are you freaking crazy? That's a murder charge. If you hit their head right on that concrete, you gone. When I was young, I tell you, I say it all the time that my dad used to teach me when I was younger that me and my son and I were talking about this earlier today. But one of the things we made sure he taught me was to make sure that you maintain control at all times. A man maintains control at all times. And when he feels himself losing control, he backs up. So when I used to get real, real angry as a child, what my dad would do is tell me to take a nap. Because at that point I have lost it. And he said, go in and lay your butt down. Go lay down. And when I laid down and woke up, then I could calm down. Think about how many people wouldn't be in prison right now if they had just taken a nap. Because in one moment of rage, they shot somebody. One moment of rage, they got in a fight. One moment of rage, they did something that was out of that affected them forever. You feel what I'm saying? And that's my point. So these guys, even these police officers, man, they did something in a moment, in a fit of rage. And hold on, let me bring Tasha in. Hold on. Tasha, you go. Hey, Tasha, how you doing?
Hey.
All right. Hey, Coy, I hope you read the comments.
Hey, Coy.
Ashley, I hope you read the comments, and Coy, if you read in the comments, y'all kind of help me get those comments, keep them up. Yeah. What Kanika Boom says, my friend in Illinois, she said, I agree with what Mr. Nichols' mother said. These officials have these officers. I'm sorry, I can read. These officers have disgraced their families and the entire. They have.
Yeah, they have.
They have. I mean, it makes absolute no sense. Absolute sense. So I don't get it. I don't get it. And but then here comes the narrative that, and I don't know if it's true or not, allegedly that Mr. Nichols was dating one of the police officer's ex-girlfriends.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Hold on, let me find it for you.
That's what they say.
Oh my gosh.
Talk up, Tasha. You on the page? Are you on the stage now? I'm joking. Don't y'all talk. Yeah, I'm finding it. Yeah, they said that the man was allegedly dating one of I'm trying to find it. One of the guys, one of the guys' girlfriends, and he didn't want to lose. He didn't want to lose.
Lord, I hope that's made up. Tasha, how do you feel about this whole thing that's going on with this guy?
Oh my God. So
I mean, because you have a son.
Yeah. And that's why I kind of just, it's sad, but I try not to pay attention to this stuff. And I don't want to say not pay attention to it as like ignore it, but in a sense where I'm just kind of tired. You know, you're just tired of seeing the same thing over and over and over again. And I'm like, what's changing? Like, what are we doing different? So it's so depressing now. I just literally I can't. Like, I seen it the other day and I'm like, what made it even more depressing than this is our own people involved. And I'm just like, when is it going to stop? Like, when is the foolishness going to stop? And it's scary. It really is scary, especially when you have, a Black son as well. Like, it's really scary. So for me, I'm just like, I just got to pray over my children every day. That's all you can do. And I don't know. Like, it's just really depressing, to be honest with you. It's really depressing. It's really depressing.
I couldn't imagine being a mother of a Black son right now. I don't know. I mean, because for one, he's Black and he's a male as well. I don't know how. I don't know how do you psych yourself up to be okay with him going out in the world? And it's
you see it right there. You see it, Coy. It said, turns out Tyre Nichols worked at FedEx, and Demetrius Haley, that's one of the police officers, his ex and mother of his child, worked at FedEx too. Demetrius took a picture of Tyre Nichols on the ground and sent it to his ex. All the officers involved went over. Say what now?
There's no way. This is insane.
Yeah, I hope it's not
bad over this man's personal issue. Oh my gosh.
Yep.
I mean, it still doesn't justify for them to kill him, to beat him to the point you beat him to death. It doesn't make it any better at all. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, to take somebody's life.
Okay.
Over something.
You know what? This, the way I didn't watch the video, okay, but they beat him enough to where they killed him. They murdered the man. So I guess it makes sense for it to be personal, because who would continue to beat someone like that?
Yeah.
Mary said that people in Memphis are saying that it's not true, but then the other people, the ones that were putting it out, were saying they were from Memphis too. So I don't know. I hope it's not true. Like I said, I hope it's not true. But that beating did seem awfully personal.
Yeah.
That's the part that bothered me, is that the thing is, like you said a minute ago, Tosh, you said, what do you do raising a Black son? That's why me personally, that's why I pushed with this platform about trying to get us back to healthy relationships, because I think we need men in our homes. You know what I'm saying? I think we need men and women to reconcile. You know what I'm saying? And I think boys need fathers, and and I think we
Yes.
need good mentors and all those things. I know one day my son was talking, and I won't give too much of the context of the conversation because it would tell on some other people. But when it was over with, he turned around. My ex asked him, "Well, what do you think the difference is with you?" He told me, "Turn around." Then he patted me on my back. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, those yelling and all those fits and things, embarrassing him in public or them in public, all those things. Like I told them, all those punches were calculated. You know what I'm saying? If I went off in person, if I went off in public, it was on purpose. I was trying to get somebody's attention to let them know I could go off. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, this one is mine. Don't. And at a certain, until he got to a certain age, I didn't even want you talking to him. You know what I'm saying? And that's what men do. Men are supposed to protect. So that when it comes, I'm put it like this. I'm not worried at all about my son growing up in this world. Does that make sense? I mean, I'm not. My son is prepared for any situation that comes his way right now. And I'm cool with that. So I'm not worried about him. And that. But when you go back and Coy, we've talked about the Willie Lynch letter. And we talked about that fear that the slave master put into the mother of the black son, right? She's always said that I'm not gonna let them do the same thing to you that they did to him. That's what. So she raises him in fear, because she doesn't want him to ever become victimized, by the police, or victimized by Mr. Charlie, or victimized by anybody but we as men, we put something else inside of them. You know what I'm saying? And it's not saying that, but don't listen, ladies, y'all are doing a hell of a job. Ain't nobody saying y'all not doing good, because y'all are. You know what I'm saying? But I just think when every statistical category proves that when there's a man in the house, that there's lower suicide rate, there's less chance of them going to jail. Every statistical category speaks of those things. So that's why I want us to reconcile. That's why I want us to get back together. That's why I want us, even young people that are listening to the show that haven't gotten married, and are thinking about getting married. I want them to consider these things. That's why I hope these words fall the right way, because that's tough. That young man is, and that's the part about it. Kanika, I see you, talking about how they got arrested so fast and all those types of things. But you know what? The hard part about this is that when these police officers do these things, they act like death has a time limit. I mean, death is final. I mean, like that police officer that went to that house and did their wellness check and saw a black woman in the house in Texas and shot through the window and killed her. And she was in her own house. Death is final, man.
Yeah, why do they act so quickly? It's the same thing, James. Look at, I did not know until this footage was released that the police were there when Nancy Pelosi's husband got hit with that hammer. I don't know if you've seen the video.
What'd you say? Yeah. Say it again.
Nancy Pelosi's husband got hit with the hammer. Did you see that video?
I didn't see the video of it, but I heard about it.
Okay, they were right there in the door. The man had the hammer. Had that been one of us, we would have been Swiss cheese. We would have 50 bullet holes.
Are you talking about when the police pulled up, he still had the hammer?
Wait a minute. When they opened the door, he had the hammer in his hand. And they told him, put the hammer down.
Hold on, buddy. Put it down. It's okay.
Yes. Wow. Yes. That man had an opportunity to hit that man in front of the cops, and he still didn't get shot.
Well, they took Dylan Roof to Burger King after he killed all the people in the church.
They sure did.
Yeah. And let him have it his way.
Yeah.
I mean, we got a long ride, buddy. You want a Whopper with cheese? But if it had been us, we could have said we had to use the bathroom. They'd have made us use it on ourselves in the back of the own car.
Right.
And that's the thing. So watching this whole scenario, that's why I wish if black police officers would get on the force and make a difference.
Right. We would think they would get on there so that, they're on our team, so we're good. If they pull us over, we're good. Yeah. But no, they showed us something totally different.
Then brainwashed them too.
Yeah. And that's exactly what it is. Blue, ain't nobody backing the blue if the blue is black. Because even the police officers that are on the television shows, they're talking about how everything these black police officers did, they scrutinizing the heck out of these police officers, right? Normally, I say, let's not rush to judgment. Let's find out what else might have happened first. Surely it was something else. Surely the video must have left something out. If it had been anybody else of another persuasion, that's how it's always been.
Yep.
But since it's us,
I can't believe
one of the police officers that one of the trainers, Ramsey or somebody, he said, you know what this was? These were thugs. They were just thugs.
Wow.
But apparently there was a white officer involved as well.
Yeah, I think they put him on administrative leave today. He was the one who tased him, and I think he tased him initially.
Yeah.
But then his lawyer came out and said that he wasn't on. He's trying to set the stage up now. He said that he wasn't at the second scene. He was only at the first scene. So he's trying. They're trying. I mean, I've been watching too much of this. Like I said earlier, y'all. I saw a lot of people, and a lot of people that I respect. They said don't watch the video. All it's going. Why are you going to watch something that that's going to make you mad?
It's traumatizing.
It's something that's going. Well, it could be. It could.
That's trauma. Yeah,
I get it. But listen, but let me finish this point right quick. Hold on. Give me one hot second. I get it that people say don't do it. I understand that, right? But I think that for once, we all need to be united around a common cause. And I think that if this isn't a common cause that we could unite around, then there's no way we would ever be unified. That's my point. You know what I'm saying? So maybe maybe we need to watch, maybe not all of it, because I couldn't really. I was watching, but I couldn't really. These glasses are props. I can't really see that well, so I couldn't really tell what was going on in the background much. But I could hear what those officers were saying and all that kind of stuff. Marvin Spiller, he said I watched because I needed to, and I get that. I feel you on that one. And that's my point. I think some of us, and really all of us, because look, every other issue that comes up in the world, we're divided over. Think about what the vaccine did. The vaccine divided church folk from worldly folk. I mean, professional folk from unemployed folk to self-employed. Everybody had their opinion, right? Everybody's divided. Every other issue, is Kanye crazy or is Kanye not crazy? Is Kyrie bad as they say he is, or he's not? Every issue that comes up every week, it's a new issue, and we're divided over it, right? But this one issue is one that, because in the 70s, man, they were united. And that's what all they preached was black unity, black unity, black unity. Man, they would write songs about it. But James Brown say it loud. I'm black and I'm proud. And everybody doing it, right? Because they were unified, right? But then here comes all of these programmers, right? Because the art of war says basically, if I can divide you, then I can conquer you. Right. So I take the man out the house. I take the structures out of the house that would make us that gives us the strength that we need. And now you got folks saying we don't need each other. We don't. That's just barely a point. Let me get to the. I'm sorry, Legit. I don't even know why I read your comment, but you're absolutely right. But these are the things that divide us. But here it is now. It's something that we all could be united about. We could stand in solidarity and say, you know what, this is wrong. And it's not just these black police officers, but it's police officers as a whole. And we got to do something about it and make people hold people accountable on it. But we'll still be divided over it.
Yeah, and like Anthony is saying, he said, this whole thing smells. I hate this is all us. Watch how this becomes the case that pushes change and reform. Sad.
Absolutely. That's exactly what's going to happen. And it's sad because we're always. Have you ever read a book, Corey, called Medical Apartheid?
No.
You got to read that. We're always everybody's guinea pig. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they want to test everything on us first, right? So here it is, right in front of and these 5 guys and however more it ends up being, they're gonna be. I mean, they're well known right now. They're worldwide right now for this reason. And is this what you want to be known for? It's a sin and it's a freaking shame. Let me see what Anthony said. Anthony said the prison industrial complex must be held up at all costs to them. Color, race doesn't matter. What matters to these people is the notion that black men must be controlled and taken out by any means necessary. They are afraid. I agree with you, Anthony, but then again, I would add an amendment to that. I think Corey, you can attest to this, in any business plan, the purpose is to make, of course, a business purpose is to make money, right? But any business plan starts out with a target audience. Who am I going to market my services to, right?
Right.
Who's going to make me the most money? So when the prison industrial system started rolling out their plan, guess who they marketed to? Us. That's why they started looking at the standardized test of 3rd and 4th grade boys. And those that failed those tests, they knew how many prisons to build in the future.
Yep.
Based on how they pass. So I get it. Initially it wasn't the color of the skin, but initially it was the color of the skin. Now they don't care. It's rich and poor more so than anything. Now they'll lock up white. I've seen white folks get tased now. I'd be like, yeah, get them. I'm joking.
No, now.
I did though. I ain't gonna lie. I did. I thought it a little bit. Marvin Spiller said they got Red Dogs in Arkansas too. Marvin Spiller said, I'm from Atlanta, Georgia, so I remember the Red Dogs, a black hit squad that was formed for the black people in the ghetto. And when they jumped out, it was whoop on you and not police on you. Yep. I think they had that in what'd you say, Corey?
No, I'm confused. Can you explain that a little bit?
Yeah, it's same thing the Scorpions were. They have it's police. It's a elite. Well, I don't know if it's an elite. You know how the Army has special forces. Police departments have kind of different organizations too, right? And they have a group called Red Dogs.
Wow.
And what the Red Dogs would do is they would go into the neighborhood and run into the drug houses and
okay.
They caught Dawood is saying they got them in Arkansas too because they do. I think they're called Red Dogs there too. But some people, I used to hear my friends because I didn't hang around those guys a lot, but they were my friends still. But they used to call them the jump out boys. But they'll jump out on on the street and check your pockets, make sure you got dope, all that kind of stuff, and make sure you don't have dope. And they would beat on you. They would beat. They were there. He said they were only there to kick black people's asses.
Wow, that's insane.
But that's true. You got these big ex-football players and all these type of guys, and that's what they do. And that's what they did. And they did that, and they beat that boy to death. And then the sad part about it was, for 20 minutes after they beat him, they didn't render any aid. He couldn't even sit up. Corey, every time they try to sit him up and lean him up against the car, he would fall over.
Oh,
every time they try to tell him to sit up, he'd fall over. Now they trying to get the pepper spray out their eyes, but he's over here needing aid, and they're not giving it to him.
They treated him like a dog.
Worse than a dog. Man, I saw a white lady in Alabama riding down the street at 45 miles per hour, stopped. Slam on her brakes for a stray dog. Trust me. So they treated him worse than they treat a dog, for real. Because they had, like Dawood said earlier, they have no regard for human life. None whatsoever. Not when it was a black man. Because the way they approached him was just wrong. It was wrong. It was wrong. It was wrong. And it was wrong. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And they all need to be locked up. But what's going to happen, like you said, if it like others said earlier, like you said, Corey, earlier, if it had been someone of another persuasion, there would have been a longer investigation, probably.
Right.
They would have had, is it really them in the video? Are you sure? What happened to make them do that to him? And then, let's go pull up his past. Did he skateboard too fast? Because they had videos of skateboarding and stuff. Because he was a free spirit.
Why did they pulled him over in his vehicle?
Yeah.
Why?
They said for reckless driving, but they said there's no proof that he was doing any reckless driving.
God.
It all seems
so they already know that. So you mean to tell me they already know these things before they investigate, do an internal investigation?
They already know.
They're showing us this now. Mm-hmm. I'm talking about with all the other stories before this, with all the other incidents before this.
No, they kept that stuff hush hush.
Mm-hmm.
It was different. Yeah, and I believe, Marvin, I'm with you, Stamped. I believe it's personal too. It's
ridiculous.
I really do. It's just I don't know, but we'll see. Yeah, there can't be black women. And now Anthony just said something that y'all might need to tweet it, hashtag it, whatever.
There can't be
There-
black-white unity until there is black
Amen.
unity.
Amen.
Yeah, hey, that's real talk. Anthony, boy, you
Amen.
smart. I'm about to send you the doggone link. Let you come on here tonight. That sounds good. He said there cannot be black-white unity until there's black unity. And that's and listen, white folks, my dear white friends, that's no slight to you all at all. That has nothing negative to do with you at all. That's for us. You know what I'm saying? That's like if you got a brand new baby, right? And we are in a weakened state to an extent, right? But you don't just, I hate to see Tasha. I hate to see somebody got a brand new baby and then somebody go grab that little baby's hand.
Oh God.
Because the baby gonna put his hand right back in his mouth, right?
Yep.
And every germ that's on the baby's hand gonna go in that baby's mouth, right?
Yep.
And that's the same thing we do when we overexpose ourselves to cultures when we don't even know who we are. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I read something today. Do y'all realize that as of right now, what's today's date? January 30th. As of 7 days ago, there have already been 39 mass shootings in the United States. 39 mass shootings. We ain't used to do no stuff like that.
I don't think we're doing it.
It's some of us doing this stuff now, man.
Yeah, we're not doing
You lay down with dogs. You lay down with dogs, you get up with fleas, bro. I'm trying to tell you, stuff started changing. Man, I had to get on my daughter one time. I said, "Girl, I'm about to watch you," because you just that overexposure, man. You know what I'm saying? You got to insulate. I mean, one thing I know about my children, they know their last name. You know what I'm saying? But so many don't, and it's rough when you open. You can put on all the off you want on, but if you go outside, some of the mosquitoes still gonna bite, right?
Yeah.
I'll be putting all this innuendo out there, so I want to change the subject. I'm tired. I'm getting mad talking about this over again. I'm getting mad all over again. Black Lives Matter is a statement of focus, not a statement of exclusion, but the narrative says otherwise. Oh, yeah, that's true. It matters to some people, but and then I hate when it divides us, because buppy Negro gonna say, well, we do it to ourselves. Well, we were taught to hate ourselves.
Yeah.
We were taught to hate ourselves. And just because you made it, God bless you. Thank God for you. You know what I'm saying? I hope you know, but some others didn't, and we got to figure that out. But I'm going to change the subject now. That's because I want to talk about something else. We got a little bit more time. I watched. Have y'all seen that movie? What is it? You
People.
Yeah, You People. I said you too. Have y'all seen You People yet?
I haven't.
Yes, I have.
I heard about it.
Did you like it?
It was an okay movie, but there was a lesson in the movie. So yes, I liked it.
Let's have fun. Let's not get to the lesson yet, Corey. God dang, you so doggone.
I was gonna say, what is the movie about?
Laugh, joke, something.
What is the movie about?
A lesson in the movie. I know it was a lesson in the movie. We're gonna get to it in a minute.
I mean, I wouldn't say it was like, oh my gosh, this was such a great movie.
No, it was.
That's
it
not
was
what
funny.
I would say.
It was funny. Marvin,
It was
inbox
funny.
me and tell me what you want to say. And so if I need to get it in, inbox me right quick and tell me what you're trying to say. You want to tell her what it's about, Corey?
Well, I think everybody knows what it's about. It's about a white.
Tasha just said
man.
she didn't know what it was about.
You didn't know you haven't seen the preview? Okay, so it's about a white man.
She said, I don't know what it's about. Then you said, everybody knows what it's about. She just said, I don't know what it's about.
Well, I didn't hear her because I was reading the comments.
Okay, my bad.
But it's about a white male, black woman getting together and dating and becoming engaged. Well, in their engagement, they meet the families and they realize that they're in two different worlds, basically. And
wait a second. Wait, pause. Is this with who's the actors and actresses?
Lauren London.
Oh, okay. I do. Okay, well, see, I feel bad now because I did watch it. I did, but I fell asleep.
Hey, I watched it about 1 o'clock in the morning. I was laughing.
Yeah, I fell asleep.
It ain't like it's no deep Academy Award 5-star movie, but
okay.
It was something when they in the movie it was a line, and I'm not gonna give that much of the movie away because some people haven't seen it. But there was a question that was asked, and I want to ask you ladies this question.
Mm-hmm.
And this was pertaining to interracial relationships, but I just want to use it for relationships in period. And I'm gonna ask you first, Tasha. I'm gonna mute Corey because Corey always be talking and stuff. Hold on, but Tasha, Tasha, is love enough? in a
I
relationship?
think
I mean, to get you where you're trying to get the marriage right, to do all it, is love enough?
I feel like that is the main thing for me.
Okay.
I feel like once you have that, everything else just falls underneath it. If you
Okay.
got love, finances really don't matter. I mean,
Okay.
nothing else matters. So to me, it's love. Love hard.
You love her. When your birthday?
March the 30th.
Okay.
I'm an Aries.
Okay. Come on, Coy, come back. I don't
I'm a
unmute
I'm a
yourself.
I'm a lover.
Are you
I'm here.
unmuted,
I'm
Coy?
here. I had to
Hope
unmute myself. Hold on.
Is love enough, Coy?
No,
Okay.
no, I don't think love is enough when you're in a relationship. I mean, it can get you to a healthy relationship, or keep you in it or whatever. Help keep you on the path to good things in your relationship, but it's just not enough.
Okay. Okay. Because I asked a question earlier today. You saw my question on Facebook?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
What was the question? I said, it seems like to me, Tasha, I know we're not friends, so you probably didn't see it. But it said, I'm trying to get to it because I make sure I worded it right.
Okay.
But what I said, for some reason,
Please. Mhm.
it seems like people are dating for help instead of trying to find love. And I base that on because right now I meet a lot of women. The ones that I ain't gonna say a lot because I don't meet that many people. But every woman I meet got their hands out asking for money. I'm talking about the first day. You know what I'm saying? I met somebody I met in the inbox. You know, like, can you inbox me $100? I need to buy a book. I'm like, you know, I mean this, and everybody I'm talking to, that's what they're saying, that they need help. You know, they want, why would I pay you for that? Well, you're not paying me for that. You're helping me. Blank stare. What's the difference? You know what I'm saying? So when I and then everything is, I hear everybody talking about these 50-50 loves and 50-50 relationships, and if I hear some women saying with the little video I posted last week, I should have hold on, let me see if I can find that video right quick. But so it seems like a lot of people are dating as a business transaction, they're dating for a partnership, they're dating for help, but love's not in the equation. Coy, can I ask you a question?
Absolutely.
Does love matter?
Yes.
Oh God, I'm scared it took you so long to answer that
question. Yes, it matters. It depends on your definition of love. A lot of people have this fairy tale definition of love.
What's the definition of love then? Let me hear your definition.
My definition of love is faithfulness, commitment. Basically, you got my back, I got your back. I'm more practical. So it has to make sense to, yes, I have to think about loving you. And it has to make sense to me.
So love has to be a part. Love is in the equation? Or can you be married, or can you be in a relationship without love?
Well, I don't believe you can be in a relationship without love, because love, you piggyback it off of love. Basically, you're doing certain things because of the love.
Talk to me, Tasha. You got what you think?
Like I said, for me, love matters. I feel like, and you're right, James, but the whole finance thing with people just coming in nowadays, everybody has their hands out. I mean, I hear it all the time. I think women, we ain't even gonna get there. I ain't even gonna know the woman part, but I ain't even get on the woman part tonight.
Say it.
I'm not even gonna get on the woman part tonight.
No, speak your truth.
We did. We had the discussion. Because we'll get off topic. But I just feel like women in total, we need to do better. We definitely need to do better. And I hear it. I have friends that actually do say, I need help in, situations. And for me, this is my opinion. I don't feel like, yes, you do, you're in a relationship for each other to have each other's back. But my initial reason is not to have somebody in my life because I need them to come and assist me with what I have going on.
That's good.
I feel like once you understand yourself, your needs and everything else, whoever else comes in, it just happens naturally. I think and that's why there's so many high rates of divorces and broken relationships. People are dating and marrying for the wrong reasons.
Yep.
So for me, love matters, because if you have love in the first place, if you are, and for me, love is more than just physicality. It's more than how you look and how you make me feel. It's everything. So if you got one arm tomorrow, one eye, hey, you still the same to me. It's a spiritual thing. It's deep. And that means if we, finances is down or whatever the case may be, we still got us. That's all that matters. So it is a business transaction, but not a business to where it's okay, well, he's not doing it and I'm not doing, so this ain't gonna work. It's more of we in this together, and we're gonna allow it to, we're gonna move forward with our future. So that's love matters to me. I don't know. Call me a hopeless romantic, but love
Man,
matters to me.
Corey, I love your friend. She can come on here anytime. I love her.
Thank you.
Girl, these children running up and girl, what your name is? I'm for real. I like her.
I can't see the chat. Why can't I can't even see the chat, y'all. So
go down to more.
I can't. Okay.
At the bottom, you'll click on more, and then you'll see the chat.
That's good. Let me show you what somebody else said.
Okay.
Let me show you what somebody else said earlier today about this subject, and I enjoyed it. Is this the one? This is the one I want right here. Here it is. It says, now this is a young man that used to live in my neighborhood. He lives in California now. And he's an African brother, but listen what he said. He says, people should focus on love, because when all fails, it's only love that can keep things going. Rich folk look for love, not help. Poor people look for help, not love. It's sad. Love is a choice. It means no matter what's going on, you choose to be there and do your best for the person. If you can't uphold love and choose to love, you can't help anyone, not even yourself. I love that. Amen. I love that response.
Amen.
I love that response. And that's the part for me. That's the part for me. You know what I mean? If you have, because Tasha, I think sometimes when I ask a question like this, we answer it at a different stage in the relationship.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? We answer it 5 years married. You know what I'm saying? Or we answer it, already, but we forget about where we meet and we court, you know what I'm saying? And we fall in love and we Netflix and chill and we hang out and we get to learning each other, right? That's the fun part about relationship. Well, it used to be. I don't know how y'all do it now. I'm new to this, so I don't get it. But that used to be the fun part of the relationship, exploring and learning. Corey, you always hear me use the analogy of, if you feeling me, drop breadcrumbs. You know what I'm saying? I'll find the breadcrumbs. You know what I'm saying? Or if I'm digging you, I'm asking questions because I'm doing the research, right? That's the fun part of relationship. That's where, for me, that's where the love is built. You know what I'm saying? And my guys, they keep talking about the trusting and all that kind of stuff. That's where we learn to trust, because you don't come now with me, you start off with 100. Some people don't give you that. Some people, they say, okay, you got to earn my trust. I don't agree with that. You know what I'm saying? I think you got my trust until you lose my trust. Y'all agree with that?
Yes, I absolutely agree with that.
Yeah, because we live in a hard society. You know what I'm saying? We love to say we're guilty. Like the police when we talked about earlier. We love to talk about you guilty until you prove yourself innocent, right? Mm-hmm. But really, we should. If me and you come together on face value, I'm gonna give you that 100, right? I used to teach my kids that y'all start off. You don't start off your semester with a 0. You started off with 100, and in relationships, we should start off with 100 until that. But we're so conditioned to go in looking for red flags, as y'all call it. These buzzwords, all y'all got. Y'all get on my nerves with all that bull stuff, But everybody's conditioned to go in with red flags, and everybody's looking for narcissism, and everybody's looking for toxicity, and all these things. But if you go looking for something, what happens?
You find it.
I think too, people go in already with whatever intentions they have. So like you said, people that come in, they looking for, okay, well, I need somebody to help me. You're already trying to figure out, well, what do you do? I always hated that question too. When you go on a date, how somebody asks you, I always thought it was rude. Like, what do you do? And I get it. Some people are trying to figure out, okay, I want to make sure that this situation is for me. Making sure the person is just not a flat out bum. But what does it matter? Like, get to know the person. For me, when you ask questions like that, that is already a red flag that you why are you trying to figure out my pockets? Why are you trying to figure out what I do? I feel like if it's get to know each other on it. Those are questions that you ask later on when you feel like you're actually courting. Like, okay, now we trying to take it to the next step. But I feel like that's just too much in the beginning, you know.
And
I
Tasha,
agree.
you just said something about the whole getting ready to take it to the next step part. We're not failing in the next step. We failing in the taking part.
Yeah.
Most of us are missing it on the initial approach. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know if, you know, pickup lines don't work, or, you know, or whatever, you know, people are get bored, or social media, you know, takes away from, you know, actually getting to know each other. I don't know what it is, but it seems like we're flunking, if you will,
Yeah.
in the approach.
Yeah, I think people undervalue themselves. So with the
Mhm.
undervaluing themselves, they fall into their desires when it comes to sexual restriction. They don't restrict themselves anymore. So like you said the other day, James, someone told you, oh, it's going to cost you $250 or whatever, you know.
300.
So they're three my bad. So they're just going into, okay, well, let me fulfill this, let me make money off of it, and let me keep going. So people are not valuing themselves enough to even try to start out right, to get to know one another.
That and I, you know, and last week we didn't get into it, but I talked about 5 things that are affecting people when it comes to dating, you know, and one of the biggest things, Corey, was, guess what? People don't know what they want.
Yeah.
I mean,
they know what they want. They think they know what they want.
Oh, they definitely think they know what they want. They put up these lists. You know, I had a girl one time, she put all these lists up. She called herself digging me a little bit. And she had put all these lists up, right? Everything on this list. And I ain't gonna lie, I probably met about 3 things on that 10 on the 10 list. I'm like, well, you don't want me then, because I ain't got that, I ain't got that, I ain't got. Well, now
you should have flipped the list back around and asked her, did she meet the list?
Yeah, I don't, you know, I ain't got no list. So I don't, if you the first thing, I mean, I'm superficial. For the first thing I'm gonna do, because I'm gonna look at you. Because I gotta be able to look at you. So that's the first thing. And so I'm superficial on that part. That's the book. Now I ain't never went into a store and picked up a book that didn't have a title on it. You know what I'm saying? That book had, the books I picked up had a snappy title, and, you know, and probably had some good colorful art on it. You know what I'm saying? It was a pretty book. So most times if I'm meeting somebody, it's going to be in a package that I like, you know what I mean? And so that's going to be the initial. Then we're going to probably have some conversation. Then the conversation, you know, depending on how the conversation goes, then we decide if we're going to go farther, all those types of things, right? But we don't do that anymore. You know what I'm saying? We expect to come in, well, since I read your profile, I know everything about you. I tell people, don't hold me accountable to what I say on this show. I've had people really try to hold me accountable. I might feel this way today and change my mind tomorrow. I might say I don't want to be in a relationship with somebody that has a child, but then I like you, and then guess what? I don't have a problem with that. You know what I'm saying? So I can change my mind. Can I change my mind?
You human.
Yeah. I don't know. Y'all make me sick. That's why not you, Corey. I like you, and Tasha. You seem to be pretty cool. But I mean, y'all just flat out make
James, you petty.
I'm pathetic.
You petty.
Wow. Yeah. What you say? Anthony said we're so culturally conditioned by Real Housewives and all the other shows until I don't think we know what real love is. Yeah, I agree with that. What? Okay. Marvin wanted us to ask a question. You could have came on and asked yourself. He said, should we trust our mate 100%? Yes,
absolutely.
I think you should. Yes, I'm answering that question.
I think so also. Even when trust is broken, I still try to give you the benefit because I'm trying to move forward. Like trust can never be broken with me. Yes, you've done this. I see you. I can expect it from you. It's not that I will never trust you or I don't trust you 100%. I trust you. I'm still going to trust you. I just know who you are, so it can be expected, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I'm trusting. What about you, Tasha? You trusting your mate 100%?
I don't trust anybody 100%.
Okay.
But you never trust anybody, but I mean,
but the love is enough to sustain you even though you don't trust.
The love is sustained, but you can't even trust your own family. I mean, if you're talking logically, but
damn.
Yeah, you can't even trust you can't even trust your
No,
own
you
family
can't. No, you
nowadays. So
can't.
you just can't. You
It's
can't put
the
trust in
Negroes,
everybody.
man.
But
It's the
I
Negroes.
mean,
Yeah.
you don't go in thinking that way. I'm just talking, reality wise. You really can't put trust in everybody. But yeah.
Marvin said, if you trust your mate 100%, how are you an individual? I don't understand that. You got to break that down for me,
I
friend.
don't either, Marvin.
Marvin,
Elaborate.
that's Atlanta/Pensacola talk. I don't know what you're talking about right now, my friend. What you talking about? If you trust your mate 100%, well, because now if you want to get technical, if I start now and okay, I got to ask this question: at what stage are we in a relationship? Because if you're talking about your mate, that means someone you're married to, or
Right.
at that point,
If
you really
we
the two it's not two no more. Two them became one. So if you don't trust your mate, you don't trust yourself. I mean, I could get technical like that, but that would be, But I mean,
because if we laying down, we go together.
That's what she said in the movie, wasn't it? She said you
Oh,
gave me.
yes, she did say that.
She did say
I've
that.
been
We
that
go
for,
together now.
saying that for
Yeah,
years. If
she
we
said
after
we
we go together, baby.
We go
But
together.
why'd it have to be that
ifs, ands, or
dude
buts
though?
about it.
Why'd it have to be that dude though? I mean, as fine
He's
as Lauren London is, I was
I
mad because it was
know.
him.
Isn't he one of the producers or the writers?
Oh no! I get it. He wrote himself in that movie then because Lauren
Yeah,
London
he
Sure
did.
did.
bad, and he gonna be with him. I'm like, man, come on. But Eddie Murphy played this part, and that was another
Oh my
part of the movie too.
God.
That it was one
That dinner table.
it was a
Oh my
Muslim
God.
family versus a Jewish family. That's what I'm talking about. It's a Muslim family versus a Jewish
And when
family.
they said, what was that at the dinner table when he said, when the wife said, what did your father, what did you do? What do you do? What did your husband do? She said, he's a podiatrist. What did his father do? He was a podiatrist. What about the grandfather? He was exactly. And they try to always say, oh, well, forget about that. It can't be. Like that race was lost a long time ago. And ain't no catching up to it. You got to do something to help us catch up to it.
Hold on. Marvin said, if you can, hold on. First, he said, if you can look in the sky and see that it's blue and your mate says it's yellow, you're going to believe your mate. Well, first of all, my mate ain't gonna be crazy enough to say the damn sky is blue. I mean, yellow when the sky is blue. And I would have known that before we became mates. And if her ass would have told me the sky was yellow before we became mates, I would have broke up and we would not be mates anymore. So let me just answer it like that. So not a good analogy. Come give me one more, please. I don't like that one.
Yeah, I'm gonna believe because I'm gonna trust my mate.
No, that's
so
not.
If they say the sky is yellow, okay. Well, in your world, it's yellow.
No, but I'm saying, give me a little bit better example though. I mean, I know that was a good example, but like I said, I would have known she was crazy or colorblind before she became my mate. I probably would have. So I think she was colorblind or couldn't see all the colors in the spectrum. Or I don't know. Maybe it was a yellow sky when the sun was setting. I don't know. I mean, whatever it was, I'm trusting my mate 100%. I mean, that's me. I'm rolling with you. Now call me naive or whatever. We got different fingerprints. We got different fingerprints too. We all
exactly. There's nothing you would be able to tell me about my mate that I wouldn't know that they're capable of doing. So hey, I know who you are.
Give me another. Give me one more. If you trust with no one, you won't think they will tell you anything wrong, and when they do, when they do, now you hurt. Well, okay, I deal with that. You know what I'm saying? But I'm still gonna trust.
I don't think that's true though, because like I said, even with that, even if they do something wrong, let me reread this. He said, if you trust someone 100%, you won't think they will tell you anything wrong. And when they do, now you hurt. I don't agree with that because I can trust you 100%, but I'll still know who you are. So I wouldn't put anything past you. But I trust you,
You say, how can you give $25,000 to this platform? I can give you my Zelle information. Hold on right quick. Let me put it out there for you. Because I will. Let me put it out there. Just you ask. There it is. Like, you never know. So God bless his heart. Thank you. Oh, shot. Let me speak in tongue right here. Coming in a Hyundai. Suzuki. I mean something. Because if he gonna speak to her like that. No, I'm trusting man regardless. Like I said, if they damage my trust, then hey, I still trusted them. But I don't know. But I'm not gonna. I don't want to get. Hold on. Let me read. I want to share one more comment. Hold on. I want to share one more. G Abdel, you can just give me $25. I'd be happy. You ain't got to give me $25,000. I'm joking. That part I'm playing for real. Y'all gotta be laughing. Hold on. Africa Wright said something earlier I wanted to read out loud too on the show. Hold on. Here it is. She said, I'm looking to be found by someone that I can literally share everything with. I can match them on any level. So there will never be one-sided giving. And I never ask for anything, but we'll have each other covered. And God will cover us for doing things his way. I love her answer. I was like, girl, you need to write a book, you know. But yeah, I like her answer. Yeah, I like that. I like that. I don't know. I think she's telling the truth too. I really do. I really do. I trust God. Yeah, right. Yeah. That's not 100% trust though. Well, that's what we can maybe not, but I'm trusted. If you answer my question, I'm rolling with that answer. I mean, you asked me a question, that's my answer. I ain't gonna change it. All right, so here's the second thing. They said next thing, another thing that's keeping people from getting together, not only not knowing what you want, but women don't like being pressured and harassed. But what is pressure and harassment?
Yeah.
Pressure and harassment. I think that's unwanted company. That's when it becomes pressure and harassment, when you're not interested in someone.
Unwanted company or unwanted advances?
Both.
Okay.
Advances company, same thing.
What are some examples of advances though? I mean, you said company.
You're a serial inboxer.
So
you
companies
stay
in
my
person.
Inbox and I haven't responded to you. And
why don't you respond and say, hey, not interested?
Why don't you respond and say what now? Not interested.
Why don't you respond and say not interested? Thanks, but not
That
interested.
doesn't work.
It doesn't. It doesn't, because roles that keep going.
Mm-hmm.
They'll keep inboxing. Get off of me.
Do you block them?
Yes. What do you mean? Block them and take screenshots and put them on blast.
You do all that?
Just kidding. I'm just
no, you
kidding.
know, out of the mouth comes the abundance of the heart. You probably do put them on blast.
I used to do that in the group, but I stopped doing it.
Yeah, so pressure and harassment are one thing, is something. Let's get all these tonight. They said another thing that affected dating is pandemic dating. People don't date like they used to date. During the pandemic, they started dating differently, start doing video dating and, you know, all the, you know, I guess we sit beside each other on face chat and eat. So we having dinner together. Is that how that works?
I think that's pretty cool though. You know, I would always say if
who all want to go on a virtual date, like, we can
and they were away, we would go to the movies together. We'll find a movie that's closer to the time that they're going to be there and we'll go to the movies together.
Oh.
But, you know.
But how has that affected? But y'all were dating for real first, though,
right? You're right.
I mean, let's compare apples to apples. These are people that have never met.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? And a lot of them, you know why they're not dating? Because guess what they putting on dating profiles now?
What?
Vaccinated or unvaccinated?
Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
They put on the dating profile vaccinated or I like you too, Ada. Keep on. We here every Monday night and keep following this platform. We're gonna make it do what it does. I appreciate that. And if y'all want to get some stars because y'all like this too, hey, give us some stars. Reach down at the bottom and we'll take them. But pandemic dating affected for real because we don't take time. I remember in the 90s when you could date in the 90s, right? When gas was like 89 cents a gallon, you know what I'm saying? 69 cents a gallon, all that kind of stuff. You know, you didn't mind going over a girl's house every night and sitting on the couch and watching TV, or you didn't mind going out to dinner, or you didn't mind, you would literally spend time. Now in Atlanta, I mean, like for instance, because the next, hold on, that's pandemic dating, but the next thing is they said that affects is dating apps, right? I ain't gonna lie, if I look at a dating app, first thing I'm gonna do is look and see what side of town you stay on.
James, you dirty.
Wow.
What if she in school and staying on that side of town?
I don't give a flip. Hey, listen, if you stay in Lawrenceville and I live in Smyrna, that's about a 45-minute ride. Man, do you know how much gas that's gonna be in time?
Oh,
if I go over there and if I go over there and fall asleep on the couch and I gotta go home at 1 o'clock, that's a 45-minute ride.
You are calculating too much.
Everything.
That could be halfway.
Huh?
You can meet halfway.
Yeah, to go on a date. But I'm talking about like if we're not, if I'm coming over to, like I said, you gotta sometimes the intimacy is built on the couch. Not sex. I'm talking about the conversations and watching
intimacy.
TV
Yeah.
I'm talking about the look. If my love language is touch, just holding hands, those things. You know what I'm saying? You don't necessarily have to want to be in the company of all those types of things. So, and I know it's shallow. I get it. Y'all call me petty all the time. I'll be that. I ain't got no problem with that. I don't mean I've been called worse. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
But
you could limit
So that's-
yourself
yeah.
like that, James.
Yeah, you can't.
What you say?
You could be
meet-
limiting yourself.
Yeah.
You can't.
Why
miss
can't
what
you meet like halfway for the first time, and then if you really don't like the person, then you don't have to. But they should be, if they really, really good and you like them, they should be worth the 45-minute drive.
Well, I would hate to like them and then have to drive 45 minutes all this. I mean, you know, it's always a different way to look at something. You know what I'm saying? But and I get it. You know, I know you said I could be missing, but you can't miss what you never had.
Oh, James.
I'm sorry. Yeah, Dawood, I'm sorry. Am I making us look bad? Marvin, you still there? Am I making us look bad? Marvin, I appreciate you for listening tonight too, because you gave us some good thoughts to think about. For real. But no, I'm serious. I'm dead serious. First thing I look at. Well, no, that's a lie. That's the second thing I look at. The first thing I look at is the height.
The picture. The height?
Well, I'll see the picture in the beginning. Yeah, I see the picture.
Mm-hmm.
So first thing I look at is when I see the height. But second thing I look at, first thing I look at is the height. I always look at the height. Cause I ain't but 5'9".
What's the height gonna be?
I'm 5'9".
Okay.
Yeah, I mean 5'10" with the right shoes on, but I'm rolling with 5'9". I ain't gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? You know, I might. So if I'm dating somebody who's
if she's taller than 5'9", you're not gonna go see about her.
Probably not.
You took too long to answer. You took too long to answer. Yeah.
I know, because I don't want to automatically
No.
exclude. Because if you start doing that, you're using exclusive language. You know what I'm saying? And so you might, but probably not. Probably, you know, because if she 5'9", and I go to church a lot. So she put on some heels. She's 6'1". I'm 5'9" still. I can't put on no heels.
You might need that 6'1" in your life, James.
Mm-hmm.
Probably ain't gonna do it. Like I said, now y'all can draw your own conclusions. But first thing I look at, like you said, is a picture. Second thing I look at is the height, and then third thing I look at is what side of town they live on, and then the fourth thing I look at is their religion. Yep,
that's the first thing I look at.
Religion.
Yep.
What religion won't you date?
Okay, let me explain this though. If someone says that I look into spiritual. If they say they're a Christian, I just skip over them.
Really?
Yeah, because I feel like you're limiting yourself.
I'm scared.
my
I'm almost scared when I see spiritual, because I'll be wondering if I'm gonna wake up in the middle of the night, they're gonna be levitating. Because you start levitating and chanting on me in the middle of the night, I'm leaving.
I love a spiritual person.
Listen, you start levitating or chanting on me, I'm leaving or you leaving, but somebody got to go at that particular moment. So I don't know what to say when I see spiritual. You know, that scares me. That goes back, look, that goes back to what we were talking about earlier in the conversation about being overexposed, you know, to some things. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't never seen a black Buddhist, but I saw one in a date nap. You know what I'm saying? I guess it is a lot of them out there. You know what I'm saying? You learn, you broaden your horizons. You know what I'm saying? So I get it. Or you lay down with dogs. You get up. You know, say, I'm gonna be that. I'm gonna be that. I met one girl on a date nap, and I was like, please, let's not talk about religion. She's like, well, you know, she was cool. Then all of a sudden she swore, I want to talk about religion. Well, what do you believe? Don't matter. No, what do you believe? Well, you know, your Bible is only 2,000 years old. Let's leave this subject alone.
So she wanted to debate with you.
Ma'am, please, let's leave this subject alone. Well, I said, ma'am, first of all, the Bible comes from the Hebrew word biblos, which means many books. So the Bible is a collection of stories and oral traditions. And I said, if you want to really understand the Bible, you got to go understand the Septuagint, and you got to go look at the J document and the P document. And I started breaking all this stuff down. Oh, she didn't know she didn't know I almost got a master's degree in divinity, so she didn't understand who she was talking to. But you know, so when I started, but she's Kemetic or something, and I get it. Believe what you believe, but then it let me know I got to be aligned with somebody who believes like I believe. Point blank, you know. So you know, and that's why, and I think I was with it almost to compromise at that, and I probably was just bored. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of time when I be on dating apps, I be doing finger exercises.
What? Show it to the camera. What's your finger? What's your finger exercise?
Finger exercises. Just swipe.
and I be doing it hard too, like working on my range of motion. And sometimes I do it with my thumb. I can do it with my left hand like this.
I cannot.
But sometimes my left hand I get reversed, and I be to swipe left when I really meant to swipe right. Or I might, because I'm using my other hand, I might swipe right when I really meant to swipe. And I'm like, oh God. And then I'll be like, we match.
Try to go back
like,
to it.
No, then we'll mess around and match. I'll be like, oh, how did I I met my bad, and I just unmatch.
Oh, wow.
I cannot.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. I do this every week. So, but no. So dating apps, cause I'm joking, y'all, for real. But this is part of what I'm saying about us getting. Man, we get. Hitting the baseball is one of the hardest things in the world to do, right? But all of us want to get on first, right? If you play baseball or softball, your first go, you at least want to get a single, right? And I think so many of us are striking out in relationships, and we're not even making it to first base. But we're talking about what we're not going to put up with. How you know?
Right.
If you meet somebody and like them, you might be willing to put up with a little bit more. You might be, because guess what? I definitely wasn't the same. I got married January 17th, 1998. I got divorced in January of 2019. I was not the same man that I was when I got married as I was. 'Cause I grew up.
Yeah.
And in relationships, you grow up. Everybody want to come in relationships thinking we're ready made. Yeah, we're individual. We know who we are. But now you got to figure out how to take this one individual and this one individual and mesh and become one and learn how to, and how does she have your missing pieces and does he have your missing pieces, right?
That's not easy.
Yeah, but that requires getting to know somebody. And you can't do that on dating apps. I can't do that if I live 75 minutes away from you and you on the other side of town. I'm joking about that part. So it was one more that I'm done for real. Yeah, this is good. This is fun. Thank you, Tasha, for coming in and kicking it with us tonight.
Thank you for having me.
This is the other one right here. And I ain't gonna lie, I'm guilty of this.
Ghosting.
Yeah, who would have been?
Why does that happen so often? I think it's because we just lose interest quickly.
Real quick. Real quick.
Dawood. Who else is here? Why do we ghost people? Y'all might not do it. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not.
I don't think it's purposely done, though.
No, some of it's purposely. And I think this is not a one size fits all answer either, right? I think this answer it lies with the individual, right? I think I've ghosted people when I felt like we were getting too close. Remember, I said last week. Sometimes I ain't gonna lie. I said sometimes we're not afraid of commitment, but we're afraid sometimes of what looks like commitment. Because yes, sir.
Dawood said he's never done that. He's a stand-up guy, honey.
Yeah. Who is Ada McKenna? She said, "Thank you, niece, for letting me know about this page because James is real in life." Amen. Thank you for the laugh. Who is her niece? That's not your auntie Coy. Okay, cool. So somebody let her know. But thank you for whoever let her know. But whatever.
That's my aunt.
That's your aunt. What took you so long to answer?
I guess my signal.
Okay. And then she answered it all slow. She's like, "That's my aunt." Okay, I get it now. I'm with you. Thank you for joining us tonight. I appreciate you. I can't stand you. I hate you with a perfect passion. But yes.
You're so ignorant.
Let me drink my water.
Oh Lord, Jesus, girl, you funny. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, thank you for joining us tonight, honey.
Yeah. But no, ghosting. Like I said, sometimes, Tasha, if we feel like we're getting too close, you know what I'm saying, like, and like, especially if it's the balance scales like this, like you're feeling me like this, but I'm only feeling you like this, and I'll be like, man, I ain't got nothing invested in a relationship.
So why won't you just say, "Hey, I'm no longer interested"?
I don't owe you that. Do I owe you that?
Oh. So you a serial ghoster?
Yep.
It seems so.
I'm not a serial ghoster. I'm not a serial ghoster, but I have ghosted somebody before. You know, but this, like I said, we hadn't been talking.
Oh, wow.
We ain't been talking that long.
AJ, my signal was not good. What you talking?
Wow.
You see her comment?
Yeah, I know that's right, James. Like she didn't know me. I saw that. That's what I synced it with my own 4 eyes. I synced it with my own 4 eyes. So listen, ghosting, yeah. But I promise you, this night going forward, I'm gonna work on my ghosting. I ain't gonna do anybody else I meet going forward. I'm gonna try my best not to ghost you. If we're not vibing, I'm just gonna say, peace out. We're not vibing, or I'm just gonna say the word. I just want to be friends. Can I say that? That's okay, Tosh?
Yeah, that sounds nicer.
That sounds nicer. Okay.
Yeah, it's better.
What's
your birthday? When is your birthday, James?
I'm a Cancer. I'm a Cancer.
Oh, really?
Yeah, July 6th. I am.
Oh, my sister's a 7. You guys are normally.
Normally, so what am I not?
Wait, which sister, Tasha?
You said I'm not.
My little sister, and then my older sister is the 15th.
Okay.
I'm July 6th. My daughter's the 12th, and my son's the 18th.
You guys are pretty picky too.
Very picky.
Really picky. Okay, makes sense.
But when we love hard, right?
Yeah, y'all are a relationship.
We put it all in. That's why I ain't gonna waste it. If I'm gonna give it to you, I ain't gonna waste it on a whole bunch of people. Trust me, I'm just gonna pop out in a whole relationship one day. Y'all gonna be like, oh, I ain't got time to be dating a whole bunch of people. I don't want to do all that. I sit here right. So what I've been over here doing is working on since my divorce. Well, for a long time I just sat over here, but after I sat over here and finally looked in the mirror, then I saw the corrections that needed to be made. So I'm working on becoming a better me. That's all. I just want to. All I want to do is be a better version of James. Right?
That's good.
My kids are straight. My son and I talked about that today. A little joke. He's doing so well with real estate right now. I'm proud of. You know what I'm saying? But I invested so much in them all those years that I neglected myself and didn't realize. I looked up like, dang. I used to be a lifelong learner. You know what I'm saying? But now, I mean, and I had learned a lot. You know, don't get me wrong. But I'm one of those types that'll take a class and pass it, but don't learn nothing. Because I've mastered the art of how to pass a class. You know what I'm saying? I mean, once I learned how to teach the teachers, I'm good. I figure it out, you know, beyond that. So I wasn't learning jack, but I got the degrees. It's okay though. We're gonna get it together. We're gonna get it together one of these days. Mr. James, ask her, do she Auntie, you know Auntie AJ? That's her.
I just answered that question. Ada, come on now.
Yeah, Ada, you ain't gonna take over this show now. I like you and everything. You ain't gonna come on here and take over spirit, asking all these. I'm joking. I'm playing. Don't go and tell nobody. Don't come for me. I'm just playing, Miss Ada. I'm just playing. I am just playing. You said I'm a jokester, so I am. I really am.
You know I feel bad.
Huh?
You know I feel bad.
Yeah, your signal is bad because it's
it is.
Sound like you gargling right now,
like a little robot.
Yeah, real sugar bad. But it was a good show tonight. I did. I ask. Oh no, I thought you'd ask the same question again. I've been saying, oh now, but no, it's been fun. I'm out of here. I like you so stupid. I appreciate you always. Ada, I appreciate you. Marvin Stamped, I appreciate you. All of y'all, I appreciate y'all. Y'all stay tuned. We've been coming on during the week at times now, and we might come on tonight again this week. I got somebody that came up about a day. He asked me could he listen to the show. God, I forgot to send him the link. My bad. But he asked if he could come up. Asked if he could come on. And I'm like, do you listen to the show? No. If you don't listen to the show, why you asking? Can you come on? You don't even listen to the show. I'm gonna let him vent. We out of here, y'all. It's been fun. Yeah, let's continue to pray for the Tyree Nichols family. Let's pray for the city of Memphis. Let's pray for those officers. I mean, I know they did wrong. They gonna have to. They justice. They gotta face justice.
Lord, let's pray for them because they gonna throw it at them hard.
But let's keep in your prayers, especially that mom and that dad. And everybody how they were affected. Y'all, let's learn what real love is. But first of all, let's learn how to love ourselves properly. Then once we love ourselves properly, that means stop being so delusional. Everybody ain't no 10. Some of y'all. I know what I am, but I'm good with it. So, love all of you. And if you do that, then guess what? You put yourself in a position for somebody else to love you.
stars to the show to support the platform. We would appreciate that.
Tasha, any closing words?
Just thanks for having me, guys.
We'll be back. Hey, we get ready for another speed dating event coming soon. The world is changing. The question is, why do you remain the same? Y'all have a good night. Catch y'all next week.
Good night, y'all.